And we are live here on Talk on the Rocks.
Live musically and visually. This is Jamie.
And this is Mike right here.
Cheers. We're starting
cheers.
early with the drink of the night.
Yes, we are. You know, it's actually kind of exciting that we can be seen. And you did click the record button, so this will be saved for posterity, right?
Absolutely, so that we
great.
can post our podcast to all our peeps on our website.
Absolutely. You know, I noticed that we get way more people who tune in later than actually catch us live.
Well, I think that's because, you know, not everybody can catch you at the time. Like, I know even our friends and family can even catch us at the time that we record and that kind of stuff. So that's okay with us as long as we're getting the listens. We love you guys.
Yep. And I forgot to totally put the link on the website for all those people who are looking for the Blog Talk Radio.
Oops.
Yep. Oh, well.
Oh, well.
Hopefully they got the hint that we're in Ustream now.
That's true. Well, we did change it to the watch this button, so if they click that, they come here, right?
Well, no, we did not. I didn't get a chance to do that.
Oh.
We'll
fix it, we promise.
I did post with the drink of the night. I did say, you know, that you watch us on Ustream and also on Facebook. I posted it.
Because that's the most important part of our show is wondering what we're drinking tonight.
Absolutely. Because they're like, you know what? Of all the things I could do tonight, I got to know what to drink.
That's right.
And what are we drinking tonight, honey?
Tonight we're having delicious pina coladas. That was a pull out of the, oh my gosh, we still have some of this. Let's do it. We haven't had this in a really long time. Although we did have that Betsy Temple that did taste a lot like a pina colada, only it was like fruitier. So now we actually have genuine pina coladas that are made with genuine Captain Morgan rum.
Mm-hmm. Yep, I have a little Captain in me, but my camera only catches me from the chest up, so you can't see the
I'm
Captain
okay with
leg
that.
in action.
I'm okay with that.
What do you mean by that?
Nobody needs to see that but me.
Mm.
But anyways, so if you guys want to join us, the recipe is on our website, but honestly, it's the simplest recipe ever. Just look on the back of any pina colada mix, and you will find a darn good recipe that you can join us, and cheers.
Absolutely. So we ended up leaving Blog Talk Radio because we were unhappy with how the last show ended. We didn't realize
it wasn't just because of us.
No, well, halfway through the show, the audio just went to pot, and we had no way of knowing. So we decided, well, if we're gonna do our show and have hiccups along the way, we might as well do it for free.
And know what we're doing.
Well, don't get carried away.
Well, okay, fine.
So, but you had brought up a topic last show that I don't think we really hashed out as well as we could have. And I know we keep going back to it, but the makeup with the kids.
Right.
You know, I know you're very, very adamant against young children putting on makeup, and you're infuriated.
Well, I wouldn't say infuriated as much as annoyed that, you know, parents don't make good decisions for their kids and let their kids grow up too easily.
No. What I was going to say was you're annoyed and infuriated with the fact that Walmart was selling a makeup brand geared towards young kids.
Absolutely. And yeah, that really irritates me because not only are they, I don't know, it's like they're one-upping the parents in as far as enticing kids to grow up too fast. You know, they're not just letting parents, don't want to say make bad choices, but because that's up to the parent. That's why they're the parent. But I just think that they're just, I don't know, they're jumping the gun on the whole thing, and I don't know that it's necessary. You know, like, even though when we were growing up, when I was growing up, because I'm sure you weren't concerning yourself with little girls' makeup, but, you know, you have the, like, stupid little fake makeup cases that are all, like, plasticky lipstick and all that kind of stuff, but it's not, like, real makeup. This is a real makeup line. Like, there's multiple shades and multiple colors and all that kind of stuff. It's like makeup for little kids, so it's like a genuine makeup line rather than, like, the play makeup that you would normally see. So that's what irritated me the most because, you know, the play makeup, whatever, you know that your kids are going to play with it at home and you're not going to let them go out of the house with it. But I think that's more of the intent with this new Walmart line. And that really irritates me. It's just inviting trouble, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. I don't know what you guys think, but that's at least my opinion about it.
Well, my whole point that I was making at the last show about it was that, you know, they let kids put the makeup on, and they end up going out of the house looking like clowns. And from a former teenage boy If you want your daughter to meet people that are of quality, don't let your children go out as
Look
clowns.
like a hoe.
Now, on the other hand, if you want to scare boys away from your daughter, then by all means, get her dressed up like Bozo and let her go crazy with the eyeshadow that goes out to here.
Right, and
mission
the deep red
accomplished.
lipstick, and
Yeah.
you know, even better, let Dad put your makeup on. That will watch it.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to breathe on the microphone that hard, but yeah, just let Dad or your big brother put your makeup on, and you know, Dad, you don't even have to bring out the baseball bat when that boy comes to the door. He'll just go, sorry, and he'll walk away. So it's just, you know, although if you want your daughter to have self-esteem issues, do that as well.
Jeez. So, man, with that, we left that kind of in a weird place last show, and plus people couldn't hear half of it anyway.
Right. So we want to make sure that if anybody wants to jump in on this, that they have a chance. And we are also in our chat room. If you guys are watching this, you can see the chat button up in the right-hand corner. I am my mother's daughter. My mother's a physical therapist and cannot tell her right from her left. Despite the fact I'm a speech therapist, I can neither do the same. So it's a downhill battle.
Yep. So I'm adding. Oops.
That's okay. I'm just drinking. This is a really good pina colada, by the way.
It is.
And if you guys have dailies where you're at, that's the pina colada mix I made or I used, and comes in this little gallon bottle. It's really good.
Okay. Well, I am taking care of a last minute piece of show business. We, as of right this moment, do not have a call-in line.
Uh-oh.
I don't, and I'm almost ready, but Google Voice, which I love Google Voice, love it. But the problem I'm having with it is that it won't let you continue without putting a phone number in.
Oh, well,
and
that's a problem.
obviously I already have another Google Voice number that points to my phone, so I want to make sure that this one points somewhere that. In other words, I don't want to confuse the two, my cell phone with the radio. That's
right.
what I'm trying to get at.
Well, here's the other thing, too, is how do people log into our chat? Because I'm having a problem with username and password, even though I keep putting in our username and password.
Well, when you click, and it shows you in the chat when you click on it, you know.
I know, but when I went to type and send it, it went, oh, nope, just kidding, you're not logged in.
Maybe I logged you out somehow.
Oh, what'd you do that for? That was rude.
I know, I'm just saying, 'cause I logged into chat.
Rude.
Do I need a separate name or something?
I don't know.
But did you put your username and password in? Did it work?
No, it
Just
didn't.
working out the bugs here. It's our first official broadcast of Ustream, and
Well, while you're figuring that out, I'm going to bring up another subject because, as everyone knows, well, almost everyone, if you don't know this, you must be living under a rock, but tomorrow is... Are we allowed to say the name?
yeah, because we're not using it in an advertisement.
Okay. Tomorrow's Super Bowl Sunday. Mm-hmm. One of the biggest Sundays for binge eating and drinking.
And that's who's playing tomorrow? Let's see, the Lions and the Raiders. I'm so funny.
You're something.
Yeah, no. Steelers and Packers.
Right.
And we talked earlier before the show that where your heart lies.
Yes, my heart lies with the Packers, regardless of how they did. Just because my grandma loved the Packers, and if she were still with us, she'd slap me if I didn't root for them. So, Grandma, I'm still rooting for the Packers. We're good. And I'm sure most of the people in our family are too. Although my nephew is complaining because he seems to be the only one at his school or among his friends who's rooting for the Steelers, and I carrot-pillared him.
All right, I'm getting ready to conduct the final verification for our dial-in number. You're going to like the number I picked.
Oh, yeah? Oh, I hear it.
It's ringing, I know. All I have to do is punch in the code, and I'll own it. Did it take it? Oh, it did. Congratulations. I'm done. It's over.
Woohoo!
I did it.
What's the number? So people can call in.
The number, if people do want to call in and just rap with us on the air, is...
Or not rap, because
you're
some
gonna
people
like this.
can't.
You ready? You ready?
Yep.
It's 609-849-TALK.
Oh.
Yep, 609-849.
I'm going to write that down.
8255. I'm actually going to paste it in chat, too, just so it is out there.
In case people don't have a pen.
We don't care. We got it all figured out now, and...
You want to say it one more time?
I have to? Yes,
I'm
of course
asking you to.
I do. 609-849-8255. 8255. Did you get that written down?
8255. Yes. Wonderful.
Yeah, so I'm very excited. So now we can actually take calls on our new line whenever we want. It's right there. And the thing should blink at me that we have a call coming in whenever it happens. And plus, we can call out on that line as well.
Well, that's fun.
If need be. So.
Then we can call our guest speakers that we're hoping to get soon.
Yep, so it should automatically ring through to, hold on one second here.
Uh-oh, I'm stuck on ice.
You're stuck on the ice.
I'm not supposed to be on the rocks. I'm supposed to be blended, but apparently I was stuck on the rocks for a second. Oops,
let's see here.
So if any of you are drinking something else tonight and you want to share, post in our chat or call us, let us know. But anyways, back to the Super Bowl. So you actually sent me an article the other day about how apparently the rate of heart attacks goes up during and after the Super Bowl.
Yes, and it was very fascinating because they actually looked at the was it Los Angeles, because they were involved. I think it was the 80 and 84.
The Rams, yes.
The Rams, yep, the 80 and 84, where they lost one badly, and then the other one they won. And when they compared the spike in heart attacks, when they lost, it like went through the roof. I mean, it was actually significant. They had a spike. They could see and measure that more people were having heart attacks after the Super Bowl loss.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, was that in 80? No.
1980 and 1984. So
well, okay, it says in 1980, apparently the heart-related deaths in fact, shot up 15% among men. That's just ridiculous. And 27% among women. I wonder why more women had heart attacks and died from them than men.
So more women were taking it harder.
Yeah.
Well, probably because they had husbands screaming at them. Can you believe that?
I know. That shocked them. That, and probably they were just so upset that, those, all that food that they spent so much time preparing went to waste because the men were just so sick about it that they couldn't eat anymore. So they were just really upset that all that food went to waste.
Mm-hmm.
But, yeah. And I love how in this article it has randomhealth.com links to 9 surprising heart attack risks. Clearly the Super Bowl is one of them. And also 11 healthy Super Bowl snacks. Ooh, let's check that one out. Because, Super Bowl's tomorrow and it's never too late. Lemon drop chicken wings. That sounds disgusting. Although it does have vodka in it. Maybe it's not too bad. But, yeah, I don't know of too many people that don't want, disgustingly fatty and greasy foods for Super Bowl, because that's just kind of the point. Zucchini fries sound really good, though. Have you had zucchini fries?
I have not had zucchini fries.
Oh, my goodness. They're delicious. The other thing is, which I'm going to make this summer, too, are sweet potato fries. Those are delicious. My mom used to make them in the oven. So good.
Uh-huh.
How are we doing over there?
We're just about ready.
Okay.
And we're definitely going to have to mark this up as a test show.
Absolutely. But we're glad you guys tuned in, and it won't be as crazy as
this.
Well,
the good news is that when you say you're glad you guys tuned in, it was me. I'm the viewer.
You're the viewer. Well, that's okay. Oh, actually, we have no viewers. What did you do?
I just closed it.
Oh, I'm done I'm all by myself.
Well, it's good. We're making something for the stream, so we have something to build off of for the next time. Because next time, all of this groundwork will be laid out. Mm-hmm. We had a busy day today, folks, and today was Jump Rope for Heart for the American Heart Association. And my son actually participated. He raised $250.
That's right. And
way
actually,
to go, Colin.
Well, yes, way to go, Colin, absolutely. And thanks to everybody that donated. And if we want to explain a little bit more, Jump Rope for Heart is a program through the schools where they get kids to raise money for them to jump for, it's about 2 hours off and on. And they get the kids all pumped up. And basically they do a whole building up to it, like gym, they do jumping and jump roping during gym for a couple weeks to get them excited about it, and then they do a lot of health classes about how to take care of your heart. So it's not just this, we're going to raise money and then for one day we're going to do this. It's a whole program that the kids go through, which I think is really great because I don't know if anybody else knows this, but I read this in the email that they sent to me after we donated, that childhood obesity is the number one fear of parents in this day and age, and as we all know, that directly affects how your heart works.
Were they they're worried about their children getting overweight
and health related risks to being obese? Okay. Yeah. So So they really push that with the kids, and to keep yourself healthy and heart healthy foods and ways to take care of your heart. So it's a whole program that the kids go through.
That's good. Well, hey, I got the phone working.
Cool.
So now if it rings, we can actually take a call. That's good.
Right.
And so eventually we got to learn how to put the text of the phone number on the bottom. What you want to try an outbound call to someone random?
Is it very random?
Not random as in they know who we are, but just to see what happens, just to see how it works.
Sure.
All right, well, you want to try calling Sandy, see if she answers her phone?
Yeah. We don't think she was doing anything special today, huh?
No. The other thing I got to figure out too is how to bring the volume down for when I do calls and stuff, and how to mute it on the fly.
Right.
Thinking we're gonna get a voicemail.
Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna if we do, I'm gonna hang up.
Okay.
You've reached the...
Oh, we did get a voicemail.
Yeah, I hung up. We don't need full names going out over the air for random calls.
Right.
So working out the bugs there.
Oh, look at me.
Oh, what now?
Do you have the stream open?
No.
Open the stream.
What happened?
I did something awesome.
Oh, well, I don't want to open the stream now because it'll come out with audio and it causes like a feedback.
Well, you can't even log in to see it?
No.
Aww.
I mean,
How
I
were
can
you
see,
logged in
no,
before
no,
then?
I can see it. The reason I was able to do it before is before we started talking, I brought it on and I immediately muted the sounds because what happens was when I log into the stream, it'll cause like a feedback over and over and over again where it keeps repeating because it's coming to my speakers, then back out to the mixer, then back to my speakers, and it's not good.
Gotcha.
But what did you do? Did you put the number up there?
I did, and it's scrolling, and I got rid of the manycam.com logo.
Oh, you did?
I did.
Oh my God, you are my hero.
Aww.
You are my hero.
I try.
Did you ever know that you're my hero?
Okay, Bette Midler. Calm down.
Ouch. Ouch. So, I'm curious to see how that works. Can I?
You want to come around here and see?
No, I don't want to come around there and see. But what I want to do is I want to make sure that when I call the number, that it actually rings through to our Google Talk.
Oh, so you're going to call from your cell phone? It's 609.
Well, hold on. I guess I could do that.
Oh. I'm nervous about the did it.
Oh, the little noise it makes?
Oh, yeah. It's like it's Morse code for shut the phone off.
Thanks. That's good, honey. That's
well,
real good.
I try.
All right. What is our awesome number for people to call in?
609-849-TALK, which is 8255. Honey, this is awesome. I have it streaming and scrolling at the bottom.
You are a regular producer.
Let me just tell you. Can you hear it?
It's doing phone screening.
Oh.
I gotta turn that setting off. So it asks people their name before it even lets them calls.
Oh. Whoops.
See, it's ringing to the iPad. That doesn't do me any good. It should be. I want it to ring to Google Talk. I gotta configure it.
Well, it's a work in progress.
Well, while I'm continuing to work out the technical issues, you should grab the next topic. That it's fun to talk about.
That's true. All right, well, to continue with our Super Bowl theme, apparently, President Obama, obviously, he's a really big sports nut, so he's throwing a Super Bowl party, and he was debating, there was a big bids put in and everything, for a Pittsburgh brewery as well as a Green Bay brewery. And apparently, the Green Bay brewery won out. So, President Obama will be hosting J-Lo and her husband Mark Anthony with Hinterland Brewery's beer. I've never heard of Hinterland.
Well, I think that we should get some of that and try some sometime.
We should.
That could be the drink of the night for another night.
It could be. Although I'd never heard of it, so I wonder if they even sell it in this area. But apparently, well, do you think that he would have picked a beer that he hadn't previously liked? You know, like if he didn't know what it was, and these breweries were sending him beers and were like, "Hey, try this. Let us be your your pick for Super Bowl Sunday. I still haven't found whether he likes the Packers or the Steelers, but I'm going to guess that he likes the Packers because he picked a Green Bay beer.
All right, I'm going to try calling again. I think I'm ready to do this.
Okie dokie. Oh, I hear it.
Just to see if it rings on my side. Okay.
You
can hear me.
Yeah.
In fact, I can mute my mic, and I can talk to you on the phone.
Oh, so you can be our call-in listener.
Yeah, see, I had to take away the headset because I was like one of those callers who leaves the radio turned up, all confused by the sound of their voice. Are you talking to me?
Yes, sir. Please turn your radio down.
See, there you go. Look at us.
It works, people. The number at the bottom works. Yay!
Yep, that's right. What's that number?
The number, it's kind of blurry there, but it's 609-849-8255, or
Look at that.
talk, like Talk on the Rocks.
That's good.
It is.
There we go. Now I'm back on the mic.
There you are.
So, see, now we've got all the bugs worked out. We have a phone number that works.
It's true we do.
We just have to change the listening links, and then we have to go back and look how the archive stream looks. And
I think it looks good.
That's going to be good.
It is.
The other thing I have to work out is if people do call that number, is as of right now, I have the sound up on my computer.
Uh-huh.
You didn't hear it ring because I actually bumped it all the way down. Now if someone tries calling, though, because I left it up, it'll make like a do-do-do-do-do-do sound.
Huh.
And everyone will hear it on the stream. Do we want people to know there's a call coming in? So we can answer random calls all night?
I don't know.
Because
we can test it out.
We don't have a phone. That's the nice thing about live streaming is that it's completely expected to be screwed up.
Well, that's true. And I kind of like the element of surprise and...
be in the middle of talking, all of a sudden, a phone call!
And we will get geeked like that. We're not going to lie.
Yeah, because we had... How many calls did we have on Block Talk Radio?
One.
One. It was a great call, though.
It was, and we very much appreciate Cindy and Tommy for calling.
Yes. Yeah, we had 2 for 1 on that deal.
We did.
You are not in the chat? Or you are in the chat?
I am not in the chat.
Okay. Because we got to figure out how to get us both in the chat.
True
to
story.
make it more exciting. Many bugs to work out with this, so that's good.
It says there's a guest in there now, too.
There's 2 guests in there. How about that?
That's interesting.
So, yeah, so that's good. So we got the wonderful call-in number. I got to memorize it now.
That's true. We could put it on your banner behind you.
The one that my big head is blocking. I'm telling you, the whole point of that was just so when I get up away from the chair, at least there's some representation of Talk on the Rocks.
Well, that's true.
So what else is new in the news, honey?
Well, okay, continuing with the Super Bowl vibe. Apparently, the Super Bowl is an awesome time for cyber criminals to score.
Do tell.
Okay. Well, as far as I can understand from this article that I quickly read, they create all these pop-up ads because everybody's like constantly on, like, even if you're just on your TV is usually hooked to the internet too, and you might have pop-ups come up or whatever. You're tweeting, you're posting on Facebook, all that kind of stuff. Well, they figure out ads for you to click on that are flashy and they look real, but they're not. So be careful about that, people. Do not click on random ads, even though you're very distracted by the Super Bowl.
I see.
Yeah. And it says tricks to watch out for include the drive-by attack, where a link is posted in the comments of a story leading you to somewhere else, often asking for personal information in order to reach more Super Bowl-related content. So don't do it. Don't give out your personal information, which is a generally good rule to begin with, but in your excitement about the Super Bowl, don't be dumb.
Mm-hmm. So have you ever been a victim of being hacked?
No. Actually, I can't say that I have.
I don't think I have either. But you see it happen so often to other people where you get strange emails from them.
Right. Okay, well, I should take that back because I keep getting text messages, which I think I'm fairly certain it's supposed to be coming from my my AOL Instant Messenger account, which I'm never on. It's just somehow hooked to my Google Voice, or not my Google Voice, but my Google Chat, which is on my Gmail. So it sends it to my phone as a text, and it keeps saying it's from random. It's always a different screen name that it comes from, but it keeps saying that so and so wants to talk to you. So and so is trying to reconnect with you. So and so has information for you. And it's always the same so-and-so, which obviously I can't remember right now. I could figure out if I went and got my phone, but I don't know if that's me being hacked or if it's just a bug or I don't know.
But you've never been hacked to the point where your account is sending out random emails to your friends and family?
No, I have not.
Yeah, because and you always see it on Facebook. People get their Facebook accounts hijacked.
Yeah, actually I had a friend who got her Gmail account hacked, and it sent out messages to all of her friends and family saying, hey, and it actually had her, well, now fiance, but I think it was her boyfriend at the time, saying that they went for a vacation with our parents in Europe and said that they got mugged and all their stuff is gone and they can't get back into the United States unless people send money for them to get, they don't have any money and they have no way to get money, so they need to get plane tickets back to the United States. So if people could send money to them at this blah blah blah. And I'm like, oh my god, I didn't even know you were in Europe. So I emailed her back. I'm like, I didn't even know you were in Europe. No, nothing on her Facebook has said it, and we don't talk that often, but I think I would have known if she was going to Europe. And she texted me back or called me and said, don't respond to that, don't send money, because I was genuinely concerned, maybe she is in Europe and maybe she's stuck, but apparently she wasn't and she got hacked.
Oh boy.
Maybe you should.
Whoa.
Hola.
What was that?
Sorry, I went to the Ustream website trying to get back to the chat because Firefox, is stable and awesome as it is, crashed on me. And so I lost the chat window.
Uh-oh.
So, which actually you might be able to get into chat now that I'm out of it, and I might just have to come up with a new username.
Let's see. See, the thing is this says guests too, but once I click in the box, my sidebar that says who's in the chat, show users. Haha, I just need to learn how to use this.
More bugs we're working out, huh?
I'm wondering though, how do we have 2 guests in here when it doesn't say anybody is watching us?
Well, you can actually be in the chat, but not watching. It's possible because I actually that's how I was doing. I had a separate pop out because really, as the broadcasters, we don't want to be watching our own stream, and that's the problem I was having. I pulled up our stream on this end so I could see how my camera looked, and I had to quickly mute the sound because it was actually giving feedback, it was repeating what we were saying.
Shoot, and it's still telling me that I need my username and password. Maybe it's because I keep trying to hit enter instead of log in. Let me try this again.
Okay, so in the meantime, here's something that kind of blew my mind, is that case where the woman lost her health insurance because she underpaid an insurance premium bill, underpaid it by 2 cents, 2 pennies, and they canceled her insurance.
Yeah, that's just ridiculous.
That is ridiculous. I mean, they since restored it for her, but that was a headache. And it was egg on the face of the company. So of course, once they started getting bad press about it, they were right there to fix it. Because I'm sure they would have loved to have kept her dropped because of all the cancer treatments and all that when they were paying out. She was definitely costing them much more than she was paying.
Well, right, but at the same time, and it's the fact that they didn't even tell her that it was 2 cents off, right? They just let her pay her next bill, and it said that there was a disparity, and so they just dropped her. It wasn't like someone called and said, hey, this is kind of strange that you're 2 cents off. Did you mean to rate a 7 instead of a 9, or did you not see it, or do you want to correct it, that kind of thing? You'd think there was some safe fall, some catch to say, hey, you're only off by a little bit. I mean, it's different if it's $30 off.
I am sure the safe falls are in there for that company if you don't get sick and if you aren't, going to the doctor for more than a checkup.
Right, but
I mean, if she had
that seems so backwards.
No, that's what I'm saying. No, that's not backwards. Think about it. I mean, if she was a person who only went to the doctor once a year for her checkup to make sure she was healthy. Maybe went in for a prescription for a cold or something. That's it. But every month she's paying her $400 or whatever it is, like clockwork. Heck yeah! The minute that she underpays a bill underpays it by 2 cents, they're gonna be on the phone calling her. Hey, got a little problem. that or her or straightened out by her next bill. They would have done something for her.
Right.
But a
because
decision,
she's costing them so much money monthly.
The fact, and the fact that they waited until after she paid a couple more bills after that tells you right there that there was a decision made to drop that coverage, and they thought they had it in their favor. And when they never dreamed
that she'd actually take it to the media or
that
take
it would
it to a
actually
lawyer.
become a media story. That's another thing too, is that how many times has this kind of stuff happened over the decades, and it goes unnoticed. And now, thanks to the height of social media and the internet age, this stuff travels like wildfire, and companies are being held to account.
Well, they should be. I mean, that's ridiculous. The fact that they pay every month and by chance, I mean, wouldn't it have shown up on our next bill? Like when you miss if you miss a like your cell phone, let's just say it, because almost everybody's got a cell phone. If you only pay part of your bill or you missed a month, it just gets tacked on to next month, and you just have a bigger premium to pay for that month. Wouldn't it have carried over to her next month's bill, so she'd notice that, like, hey, this was the this is how much you paid last time. This is the difference. This is your new total for this month, including what you missed for last month. Like, that would make the most sense, because that's how all other bills work. Like, you think about your heating bill, your electric bill, your like anything that you have to pay a bill on. If you're late on it, your car insurance, whatever. Mm-hmm. If you're late on it, it just gets tacked onto your next bill, and you end up having to pay more. Wouldn't it have been like that for her next bill, unless I don't know if she had automatic withdrawal or whatever, but then if she did, they wouldn't have made the mistake of the 2 cents. So it just doesn't make any sense to me how that happened in the first place. In second place, how they absolutely canceled her insurance. That just, I don't know.
Well, like I said, it just goes back to the fact that a decision was made because she was not making the company any money, and so she presented herself with an out. Yeah. I'm just saying that she presented an out for the company to dump her, and that's just unfortunate.
It's like the whole thing on The Incredibles about how the boss wants Mr. Incredible to basically stiff everyone that he can and not help anyone out. And he's like, you don't know, like, how do all your customers know all the ins and outs of this company, and how do they know all the ways to get around what, paying us more money and all that stuff. We're in business to make money, and that's literally what the insurance companies are in business for, is to make money. And the long range, they really don't, and I'm sure they're ticked about that, and that's why they do stupid shit like this. But it's just really irritating that someone who needs health care so desperately gets the shaft. Mm-hmm. So.
Yep. Well, and that's just the nature of the beast. Now that they're changing the rules for health companies, health insurance companies, for who they can deny coverage to, and you can't deny it to pre-existing conditions and all that kind of stuff. They're looking for other outs. Like, I remember the story about how they were ruling babies obese, mm-hmm. and they're calling that a pre-existing condition. It was one of the ways that they were going to prevent people from being covered.
That just doesn't make sense.
Yeah. Well,
I shouldn't have been covered then. I was a big baby. Big baby. So were you, for that matter, but you were a month overcooked, so stick a fork in you were overdone. Hey, I just found something.
What'd you find?
Apparently, okay, so you know how Starbucks just came out with their new size, the Trenta?
Uh-huh.
Which is kind of funny because Dunkin' Donuts has been doing that for years, as so is 7-Eleven. Like, it's 52 ounces or something like that?
Well, the Trenta?
Yeah.
No, it's only 31 ounces.
Oh, well, okay, then that's ridiculous, because Dunkin' Donuts and 7-Eleven have definitely been doing that for longer, but just the fact that it's supposed to be gourmet coffee, it's crap coffee, to be honest. I think we both agree on that. But apparently... Oh, sorry about that. We definitely need to get me a pop filter. But apparently that Trenta size fits an entire bottle of wine in it.
An entire bottle of wine?
An entire bottle of wine with only 5 ounces left over, which is like one glass.
Why would someone take the time to do that?
You know what? I don't know, but that's kind of disturbing that you're drinking that much caffeine. Like, just wrap your mind around this. In a small, or I don't know what Starbucks version of small is, because I don't drink coffee there, but And a small coffee, if you're getting like an espresso or a cappuccino or a latte, that's 1 shot of espresso.
Okay.
Medium is 2, large is 3. The Trenta is what? Like, I don't know.
Well,
I'm guessing it's going to be about 5 shots of espresso.
Well, listen. There has been days where I go to work and stop by Tim Hortons. I know it's going to be a stressful day.
Yeah, but that's coffee. Coffee's different. That's not as high test as espresso. If you actually had
Wait, okay.
5 shots of espresso.
Wait, so that's what this Trenta. You're actually getting all that espresso in there,
right?
I mean, you actually ordering that big of an espresso. Is that
Well,
just coffee?
no.
I thought
No,
that was
no.
coffee.
It's coffee, but you can also order like lattes and cappuccinos. You don't order a Trenta of espresso because I'm pretty sure you would die.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
But I'm just saying, no, even in the amount of espresso that would be in a latte or cappuccino that big, you would be shaking for hours afterwards.
I don't know. I think people can handle it. I mean, because like I said, I'd stop at Tim Hortons on those days I knew we were going to be busy and I needed all the caffeine fix I can get. I'd get 2 of the tall boys.
Yeah.
You know, and drink those through the course of the morning, and you just walk away from it, you know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I don't know. That's a lot. And just the fact that an entire bottle of wine, like, you can get entirely drunk and then drink a Trenta size Starbucks coffee, and then your body doesn't know what the hell it's doing. It goes from super laggy, drunk, falling over itself to hyper as hell. So that's like a recipe for disaster.
You do what you have to do.
Well, I don't have to do that, so I'm not gonna.
So I'm trying out the social media aspect of the chat window where we can actually post messages about our show as the show goes on. And I connected it to my account on Twitter as well as my Facebook.
How's that working out? Do we know?
Well, I'm having trouble with the Facebook part of it where a pop-up window comes up like it's trying to do something and then goes away and doesn't actually post the message. So I'm figuring that part out. So I'm looking forward to the next show when all the bugs are worked out and we can actually do something fun.
I'm excited about next show if we're going to do what we said we were going to try and do this show.
What's that?
I want to do the throwback show.
Yes.
For sure.
Yes.
Because I think that'll be
fun
fun.
Show. And it's a chance to talk about all the great stuff of the 80s. Because people, and me included, love VH1's.
I love the decades.
I love the decades. Yeah, I love the 80s.
Well, okay. See, I'm 8 years younger than you, and I love the 80s, I love the 70s. They don't do I love the 60s, but they definitely do I love the 90s. That's pretty much my favorite because that's the decade that I basically grew up in, but I don't know, I can relate to some of the things that happened in the 80s and the 70s as far as the music and stuff goes because, I mean, my brother grew up in that time, and so did, like, my mom was still younger and still younger. Not to say she's super old right now. She's not, but you know what I mean. But hey, did you know that 32% of people mooch Wi-Fi off of their neighbor?
Yeah.
I'm surprised it's not more, actually.
That's a true statement, actually.
And it compared to 2008, that was only 18% of people mooched off of their neighbor for Wi-Fi in 2008.
Well, we had a neighbor who was mooching off of us, and before we realized about putting passwords on the router, this is years ago. And so I finally put the password on there, and then I had no idea who was taking it. I could just tell that the bandwidth was just getting sucked out of us.
Right.
So once I put the password on that, it fixed all that ailed us. And then sure enough, we're at a neighborhood party of sorts, and I overheard someone say, "Yeah, and I was getting some free internet from and they named the router, whatever my router was called at the time. Yeah, and all of a sudden I just couldn't connect to it anymore. That sucks. So I got to call Comcast and order internet."
Oh, you poor thing.
And I was like, yeah. How about, splitting my bill for... Yep.
Oy. Yeah. Mm-hmm. I mean, I'll admit, if you're out in a public place and you see free Wi-Fi, you try and connect to it regardless of where it came from, which I'm sure most of the time. But you know what? In this day and age, I can understand how your neighbor did that way back in the day when they first had wireless routers. Nobody knew about, everybody hacking into each other's and that kind of stuff. But now, you're an idiot if you don't want yours to get hacked into and you don't put a password on it. I'm just saying,
It's so easy to set up now. They really push you towards securing your router.
Right.
And I just fixed the Facebook problem. So
woohoo!
Now we can actually post messages both places.
Awesome.
Yeah, so that's kind of exciting.
You'll like this.
I'm ready.
Hawaiian restaurant adds surcharge for customers who don't speak English.
Oh, wait, they do what now?
Apparently, some restaurants are okay. It says, fed up with being stiffed on tips by foreigners, a restaurant in Hawaii has added a mandatory 15% gratuity for customers who don't speak English.
Wow.
I thought you'd like that.
So these tourists who don't speak English, they would basically skip out on leave them a tip because
They don't know.
because the person gets upset and they can just look at the way
No speak inglés.
No hablo inglés.
Right, exactly. So, well, I don't know. Do Hispanic people visit Hawaii as much as maybe Asian islanders do? I don't know. I
don't know the actual breakdown of the foreign tourists in Hawaii.
I don't either.
To answer intelligently.
Me either.
But that's interesting. See,
oh, wait. About 17% of nearly 7 million tourists who visited Hawaii last year were from Japan, where people do not leave tips in restaurants. Well, okay,
Wow.
I can understand if it's a cultural thing where you come from a culture where, there's maybe a reason they don't leave tips on the table. But at the same time, in this day and age of credit cards, you leave the tip on the receipt when you use your credit card.
This is an interesting point, or an interesting question about tips in general.
Mm-hmm.
When you receive bad service in a restaurant, do you leave tips? Still, even though you got bad service, like you only got your drink, didn't get your drink refilled at all.
Right.
The food took long to get out there. Which that's not really the waitress's or waiter's fault, but
at the same time, there's always.
But at least they come back and say, "Hey, it's
they're courteous about it."
They're courteous about it. Hey, we're taking a really long time. Can I get you more bread? Can I get you another drink? I mean, they're great about it.
Right.
But let's say in this case they're not. In other words, you just feel like a forgotten person.
Right.
Do you still leave a tip?
No. In fact, or I leave the bare minimum. Maybe leave 10%. It depends on It depends on how big the bill is. If the service is that bad and the bill is really small anyways, I usually don't. But I mean, if the bill's $60, you gotta leave something. So maybe leave them $6-7 or whatever. But make it clearly known that you got bad service.
Yeah, if the service is just, hey, I felt like I was taken care of, it wasn't above and beyond where I just felt all warm and fuzzy about how I was treated. I always try to do 20%. That's usually my base rate. So
wow, you're generous. I usually just do 15.
No, I do 20. So if my bill is $20, for example, I will leave $4.
Okay.
For example.
Right.
But I mean, if he or she was very nice and is joking and makes you feel real welcome.
Right, actually engages you. And
yeah, you actually feel like you truly are you're appreciated for coming in.
Right. And it's just you're hanging out at home with friends and that kind of thing.
Yeah, that kind of thing. Where you just really feel good. Then a $20 bill, heck, I might even leave 10.
Right.
For a tip. That's 50 up to 50%. You just feel like, hey.
Right.
Or if the bill's $100, if me or you were out, you've seen me. I'll leave $30.
Right. Well, when's the last time that you and I had $100 dinner? I want to say, if you include our night at Soaring Eagle.
Probably a year ago. Yeah, it would have been a year ago.
Really?
Yeah, exactly. Because it was $100 at the
at the Bistro 55 or whatever.
Yeah,
it was.
down in downtown Detroit.
When we went to Greektown Casino.
Yeah, so it's been a year.
Yeah, but see, that service, it wasn't. Well, the service was okay, but the food wasn't awesome like we thought it would be.
Yeah.
But whatever, we had a good time anyways.
Yep, and I felt like a high roller.
That's right.
So we didn't win as much money as we did the night we went to the Soaring Eagle.
Right.
So, hottest slots.
That's true.
That's what they say.
Well, the room was much nicer at the Soaring Eagle, too.
Mm-hmm.
We just had an overall better time sans the Wizard of Oz. Because if we'd seen the Wizard of Oz at the Soaring Eagle, that would have been your best day ever.
Yeah, I would have, from our Groundhog Day show. That's one I would have relived over and over again.
Right.
Well, you know what, though? Here's what's interesting. We didn't talk about that. Since we're just doing free-range topics, since we're trying everything out tonight, we didn't bring this up during that show, about the Groundhog show. The movie, Groundhog Day. I was always under the impression that he was reliving the same day over and over again for a period of maybe, I don't know, the way they showed it keep happening, I don't know, 30, 40, 50 days, maybe 2 months tops.
Right.
You know, like I never once fathomed it was years because you know even though he's lived the same day over and over again, he looks the same every day. Obviously, because he doesn't age because he goes back in time.
But how freaky would that be? It's like a Rip Van Winkle thing, like.
Right. Well, what I'm getting at is that I had no idea when I did some research, you know, on that. They're saying it was like over the period of 40 years that he relived.
40 years.
40 years, like
oh my
38
God.
and a half years, something like that. And that's how many, you know, because the way they broke down how far it took is, you know, for him to get that good at the piano, for him to get that good at all these different things he was doing, and then plus ice sculpture.
At what point would you try and off yourself, though?
He did. He did try to off himself in the movie. Don't you remember? Like he jumped off the building. No, I don't remember that. Or then they took the part where he took the toaster, came down and unplugged it from the thing, and went upstairs, and all the lights dimmed because he dropped it in the tub with him.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, he committed, or he got on the railroad tracks and tried to, you know, he hit the train.
Wait, did he forget? Did he actually die though, or?
Well, he jumped in front of the bus and got hit. Yeah, he dies. But what happens is
he comes back. He's like a rubber booger. Like he just keeps coming back.
He instantly wakes up and it's Groundhog Day all over again.
Oh my goodness.
So
God's going, try again.
Mm-hmm.
That's funny.
Yeah, but I couldn't believe that 38 and a half years.
Mm-hmm.
So
that's ridiculous.
But I do love that movie.
Well, apparently so. I haven't seen it as often or as recently as you have. But
well, they didn't show it on the Weather Channel this year.
Well, right, because we had a huge storm.
Which I also need to do some independent confirmation on that because I just can't fathom the fact.
Really?
Yeah.
They used to. I found a new thing.
What's that?
Best Buy officially announces it will buy back your old gadgets. Convenient that we still have those computers in the garage.
Well, they have to be in working condition.
Well, you kind of destroyed that one tower, didn't you?
Well,
Bring back the product in good working condition with the accessories and parts when you're ready for something new.
Well, it doesn't matter. Even if I didn't destroy it, they wouldn't have taken it because it was so old and dusty. And what they're looking for you to do is bring your iPad in.
No, thank you. I still want it.
Well, I know, but they want you to bring your iPod, your iPads.
Ooh, let's take my iPod and see if we can get me a new one. My iPod's old.
Yeah, but they're not going to give you. They'll probably give you $10 for it.
Okay, that's $10 towards our next new thing.
Yeah, well, but that's what they're looking for. They're looking for things they could turn around and clean up and resell.
Aww.
What?
I don't know why they do this. The Consumerist, I'm reading them on Google Reader. The topic or the title of the post is Top Posts of the Week in Open Thread. And they have this random picture of this adorable puppy and no link underneath it has anything to do with dogs. I'm just like, oh, what's this story about? Oh, wait, nothing having to do with dogs. You know, you'd think like, you know, adopt a pet today or get your pet spayed and neutered, Bob Barker style. Or, you know.
Hey, Bob Barker's the man.
He is the man. He is the man. But this puppy is absolutely adorable. Honey, we need to get a dog, like ASAP.
Why?
Because I miss my dogs. My baby.
So why don't
turned 10 yesterday.
Why don't you make arrangements to go pick up your baby?
Because my baby needs another dog around. She's never okay. She had like a 4-month period between when the dog that she grew up with was put down and when we got our new dogs. But besides, she's an old girl. And I don't know. I don't want to traumatize her too much. I miss my puppy my puppy. She's 10, but. Oh my gosh, she gets so excited when my mom comes and picks me up from the airport. She usually tries and brings Lacey with her. And my dog is a Golden Retriever Husky mix, so she's a fairly good-sized dog at 80 pounds and sheds like crazy, but she's absolutely beautiful. Maybe we'll put a picture up of her on our website, but she freaks out in the back of the car because my mom usually parks so she can see me walking towards the car, and it's almost like the disbelief look on her face, like, Mom, Mama, and she like starts bouncing around the inside of the car and I can barely get the door open before she's flying at me. And like she jumps over the seat, like she's usually in the back end of my mom's SUV, and then she jumps over into the middle seat and like throws herself on me. And 80 pounds of dog coming at you full force onto your chest kind of knocks the wind out of you. But yeah, she's like, oh my God, my mama's home. So that's always a really good feeling. And I know she misses me. My mom puts a speakerphone on and when I'm talking to her and she goes, talk to your dog. She's right here. I'm like, puppy. And Lacey's like looking at mom like, where did that come from? And then she starts backing in my mom because she likes having her butt scratched. So she's like asking my mom to scratch her butt like she thinks it's me, you know. So she's super cute and I love her and I miss her, but we definitely need to get a dog.
I see. And you said no to the Rottweiler?
I'd rather not. I'm okay with the German Shepherd. I'd rather not a Rottweiler.
What was that one we looked at the one time? It was a German Shepherd.
I don't remember. A mix.
It was a mix of German Shepherd Rottweiler mix.
I don't think it was a Rottweiler.
I don't know, but I just
was it a It wasn't a boxer.
But it had like the real handsome golden brown black color mix. I
right.
like that. I like that color
combination.
Yeah, it's real handsome.
You only liked him. His name was Roscoe. He's super cute. He was like a year and a half old. You only liked him because he was super docile. He'd like look at you and be like, "Hey, what's up?" Whereas the one that I wanted was only 4 months old. He was a lab. His name was that Chevy?
Yeah, listen.
Oh my God, he was like bouncing around like, "Hey, how's it going? What's going on?
Listen,
pet me. Let's play."
When I come home from work.
Okay, let's revise right there.
Wait, no. I'm fully employed. I've had the luxury of working from home.
But that's what I'm saying. You don't come home from work.
That's not always going to be the case. When things heat up and I need to go in the office, or I have my stretches where I go in. When I come home from wherever I'm at, work or picking Colin up or something, I don't want a dog that is going to try to knock me over and slobber all over my shirt.
Oh my gosh.
And scratch
You're
me.
You're a big baby.
No, I want a dog.
You train them to not scratch you, but I want them to be excited that I'm home.
Can I get a word in here?
No.
No? Okay.
Welcome to marriage, honey.
Hey, thank you. No, I want a dog that's going to walk up to me and just be like, "Master, you're home. Will you place your hand upon my head and pat me approvingly? Thank you, sir.
You're such a dork.
May I fetch the paper for you, sir?"
Oh my God. You need like, I don't know, not like a Saint Bernard, but you need something of that kind that's very like, "Hello, I am very happy." Do you need a German or a English Springer Spaniel or something?
No Saint Bernard, because I'll go to.
They're slobbery.
I'll say, I go to scratch the underside of his chin, and my arm will just be coated.
That's disgusting. I don't know. I forget what kind of dog. One of my best friends, her brother, and his partner have this ginormous dog. I forget the dog's name, but she's adorable. And she's huge. Her head comes up to like my boob level. She's ginormous, but she's the sweetest thing ever. She'll lay down and let you rub her, and like she just wants to play, but she's not like overly excited about any, like she gets excited, but she's not like a crazy dog.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. She's huge too, but she does kind of slobber a lot.
Is our telephone number still streaming across the bottom?
Sure is.
Wow, that's
I know,
exciting.
right? It is exciting. Oh, on our topic of puppies, did you hear? I think you heard this. I think I might have told you, but apparently this woman tried to mail a 4-month-old puppy to her niece, I believe it was, and got charged with animal cruelty. Okay, let's discuss this for a minute. Because, okay, first of all, this woman needs to be committed for being insane for trying to mail a dog. Like, I get it's small, but however, like, it's a living thing.
Well, the dog had no shot at living because she taped over any possible air holes.
Well, that, and it was going to be sent on an airplane, which goes up to about 40,000 feet, and their cargo hold at 40,000 feet is about -40.
Well, you know, and then how do you explain to the kid that...
When they have a dead puppy come to them in the mail... That's people cruelty as well as animal cruelty. Thank God the postal workers, before it even got anywhere beyond the post office, noticed it like rustling around and making noise.
Well, here's the best part about it is that they thank God they heard the here's this box. It's on the counter, and also the dog's scratching and clawing, so the box is
right.
So they see it moving around. Now the best part is after they cut it open, saved the puppy's life from this box and saved it from being mailed it across country. They charged her with animal cruelty, and rightfully so. But here's the best part: after she made bail or whatever it was, I think it's a misdemeanor, so she probably didn't even have to make bail.
Right.
She goes back to the post office to try to get a refund of her $22.
Don't they have to ask you when you mail something if it has anything perishable or liquid or fragile in it? Hello, a puppy is all of those.
Right, and she probably lied to him. So, nope, it's good.
Well, okay, first of all, when you bring the dog in the box, how did it get past the point if she actually paid for postage on this?
Well, Well, the dog was quiet. I don't know.
You wouldn't notice when you pick the thing up that it's like moving around and the thing is whining.
Well, maybe he wasn't whining. I don't know. I don't know how
she
it happened.
fed him tranquilizers. Like, what the hell, man? Who tries to mail a dog? Like.
I don't know.
This woman needs to be committed. I'm telling you right now. This woman needs to be sent to some kind of loony bin because
she faces charges. She does her 90 days, whatever it is, and I'm sure she'll be very sorry that she did it, especially for all the notoriety she got for doing it through the newspaper.
What would you think if you were the judge, though, that this came in front of? Like, if you were reading this case, because I'm not even sure this went to like a jury-style trial.
It hasn't gone anywhere yet. I mean, she's just been charged and that's it. But if you're the judge, you just look at it as...
You're a moron, woman. I'm sorry. That's what I think.
Okay, you know what? If they had, sentencing guidelines for being a moron, there'd be a lot of life imprisonments
More
in this
people
country.
in jail.
Yeah, there'd be a lot of life imprisonments in this country.
But can you claim temporary insanity for that? Like, what the heck, man?
I don't think that flies for such a small charge.
Well, I'm just saying, like...
There's no escape. She just needs to atone for it, do her time.
In the loony bin.
And...
I'm just saying, like, okay, how bad would you feel if you were her parents, first of all, and then her sister, who she was sending this puppy to for her daughter? Like, what did your family think of you when you try and mail a living animal? Like... What?
Sometimes you have
the black sheep of the family. Like, I can't put my mind around this.
No. Sometimes you have momentary lapses of judgment, where you do things that seem smart at the time, and it comes.
Please don't tell me this woman was blonde too.
No, I have no idea what color her hair is, but no. Listen, as a teenager. I had this bright idea. I did not mail anything live, so no harm came to anybody. But as a teenager, we were moving around some stuff in the house, and I actually found a perfectly preserved little skeleton of a baby toad that had escaped from me when I was a kid.
Aw, that's kind of sad.
Yeah, he got trapped behind my dad's desk, and it was one of those roll-top desks. And he had got wedged. I don't know how it happened, but he got behind the roll-top.
The poor thing.
And so when we were throwing his desk away, me being the destructive teenager I was, said, "Oh, can I trash it?" He's like, "Yeah." So I smashed up the roll top part out of it, and I'm like, "Oh, cool. What's this?" Well, my sister, and it wasn't a toad actually. I think it was actually a little baby turtle. Now that I think about it, makes it even better. But anyway, real tiny, real small. And so I'm like, "Oh,
don't make me hit and wipe myself for that."
My sister would love to know whatever happened to that turtle because we were both looking for it. So I had the bright idea of why don't I tape it to an index card, put it in an envelope, and it would surely make it to her intact.
Yeah,
so she gets...
Not so much.
She gets it in the mail, and she opens it, and then she calls me and says, "Why did you mail me an envelope full of powder?"
Oh.
Now here's the funny part about that. If I had done that today...
You would have had the feds knocking at your door
or
saying...
2001 or whatever. Oh, yeah. They would have closed down the post office to figure out what that was.
Mm-hmm.
And then they would want to know why I'm mailing... Because after they analyzed it and figured out what it was, why am I mailing ground up dead animals?
Yeah.
And then,
turtle shell.
The media would have some kind of sick nickname for me.
The turtle mailer.
And then you have to watch out for me because, he's going to turn into a serial killer.
Oh, for sure. Because you actually did, in fact, cause the turtle to die.
Yeah, because I lost it because I just lost track of it.
But here's the thing, though. How old were you when you did this?
When it died or when I mailed it?
When you mailed it.
I was probably 14.
Okay. Remember how we had a conversation the other day about how teenagers' brains are not fully developed and that's why they make a lot of poor decisions when adults are like, why aren't you using your brain? Well, okay, they haven't developed that part of their... I don't remember that conversation. Okay. Well, let's have this conversation now. In our last couple of minutes.
Is this based on hearsay or is this based on fact?
No, it's based on fact.
All right, I'm ready.
Okay, this is how it started. I didn't talk to you about this. I talked to our school psychologist about this, ironically
How do you confuse me with the school psychologist?
I don't know. I talk to you a lot, and I just assume that I talk to you about everything.
Is it because I'm super smart?
Yes, honey, that's exactly it.
Go for it. I'm all ears.
Okay, so apparently it's a new fad. I'm sorry, a new fad among teenagers to do this thing where you take a shot of vodka and stick it up to your eyeball and try and like.
That's old. That's been happening a while.
Okay, well, it was on the news again recently.
Okay, so
and it was
eyeball
like,
shooters, go for it.
Right, something that parents should be really concerned about. Well, we were okay. Stop! You're wasting the rum. You're wasting the rum. That's alcohol abuse. But so I was talking to the school psychologist about that, and they were talking. I think it was on the Today Show. They were talking about this, about how the psychologist was talking about how teenagers, their brains don't function like adults. They haven't built that frontal lobe of reasoning and problem solving and thinking things through. Region. So that's why they make poor decisions like that when you think that, as an adult, you're like, why didn't you use your brain? Well, okay, they can't. They didn't have that part yet. They will develop it, but they don't have it yet. What I'm getting back to is you were 14 when you did this. That whole reasoning thing wasn't there yet. This woman who mailed the puppy, 39 years old. She should have known better.
Well, we're going to leave it at that.
That's right. All right, folks. Thanks for letting us test this out, and we'll be back at you live on Wednesday with our throwback show.
We got to wait till Wednesday to do another show?
Well, unless we can figure out how to do this.
I love being on the camera. I can do this every night.
You know what? I think we might be able to do that. We just have to do research during the day. That'll be your new part-time job, honey.
Wow.
Figuring out what
we're
going to
do the next research day. As we have to come to the show with facts in hand?
Well, maybe not facts, but actual things to talk about rather than me scrolling through my Google Reader and pulling out different things. Cause
you did a good job, though. I mean, you completely saved the day because we slacked today and we heard up and said, oh, crap, we got to move furniture so we can do the show at 8.
Well, that's true. And you know what? We did a good job.
It's all because you didn't want people to look at our blinds.
Well, it's true.
Isn't that that's a typical woman for you?
You know what? I'm not even going to apologize for it. So, all right, folks. We'll see you on Wednesday, if not sooner, and we'll do our throwback show.
We will see you sooner. Okay, mark my words. We'll see you sooner.
Fine. We'll see you sooner, and we'll do our throwback show, and thanks for tuning in. Talk to you later.
Wait, you forgot to say who you are. Who are you?
I'm Jamie, and this is Talk on the Rocks. And who are you?
I'm Mike, and this is Talk on the Rocks, and I guess, should we play a theme song on the way out?
Sure.
So we could be a cool radio show still?
Yeah.
So, should I do the huge?
Okay, do the huge. Adios, peeps. We'll see you next time.
Yep. Have a good night, and we will see you soon, and we won't make you wait till Wednesday.
That's right. This is Talk on the Rocks.
Hey.